You're listening to episode 94 of the Nichole Banks Podcast, Over Trilogy, Overthinking, Overwhelmed, and Overtired. Welcome to the Nichole Banks Podcast, where divorced women heal, grow, and find new love and dare to begin thriving. I'm Nichole, your divorce recovery coach and happy hour queen. If you're a Gen Xer ready to shake things up, level up, and have some fun, you're in the right place. Buckle up. We're getting into today's episode starting now. Hello, and of course, welcome back to the Nichole Banks Podcast. I am your host, Nichole Banks. Listen, here's the thing. I am curious to know what y'all are doing this coming weekend. I'm super excited. I've got a trip heading up to Prescott Valley. That's north of where I live. It is 113 tomorrow. 113 today, 115 tomorrow. So we're going up north where it will be a tad cooler. We're going to watch my little man, my grandson, who's 4, play a little soccer. So I'm super excited about my weekend. I hope you are about yours. Today, we're talking about a topic that I know many of you have faced at some point in your life, if you're not facing it today. The Over Trilogy. You ready for it? Overthinking, overwhelmed, and overtired. Yep, these 3 love to team up and make life feel like a whirlwind, a tornado, a storm, but today we're going to break them down and figure out exactly how to manage them. Let's walk through the who, what, where, and why, and most importantly, how to deal with this Over Trilogy. So if you're new to the show, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss an upcoming episode. And of course, a shout out to my subscribers already. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you continuing to share the love with your tribe. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get into this episode. Do what you need to do. Take your dog on a walk. Enjoy your drive. Maybe you're grocery shopping. Maybe you're on the treadmill. I don't know where you're at or what you're doing, but this one is a really important episode for who? For you, okay? So let's talk about who experiences these feelings of overthinking, overwhelmed, overtired, which is Over Trilogy. Here we go. Spoiler alert, it's not just you. Women over 40, especially those who have navigated divorce and or are juggling work, family, and maybe even new relationships, often find themselves caught up in Over Trilogy. It's like you're the leading lady of your own action movie, but the constant pressure can feel like you're this close to burning out. So if you're feeling any of these overs, you're definitely not alone. What does it look like? So let's take a minute and break down what this Over Trilogy actually looks like. And you guys are probably going, is Over Trilogy even a word? The answer is no. No, it is not. But I have put those 2 words together to make it make sense for this episode. And I feel I have coached this many times with my clients that sometimes we have to look at ourselves because, again, I coach and I preach awareness. So let's break it down and actually get a good feel for what Over Trilogy actually looks like. Here we go. Overthinking. It's the never-ending mental spiral. You know, when you replay every conversation, every decision, every scenario like it's on a loop. Before you know it, you've gone from, did I say the right thing in that meeting, to, oh my gosh, I oversalted the beans. Or what if that one awkward comment ruins my entire career? It's exhausting. You are exhausted by the constant mental spiral. Now, overwhelmed often follows overthinking. The more you analyze, the more your to-do list grows in your mind until everything feels like a mountain you can't climb. If you are this, raise your hand. And if you can see me right now, both my hands are raised. You're balancing work, personal life. You could be on your healing journey, whether it's heartache, a loss, something along those lines, okay? Maybe even venturing back into the dating world. All while trying to keep your head above what? Water. Overtired. Finally, Overtired is the cherry on top of this exhausting Sunday. Even when you do finally get a break, you can't sleep because your brain is still running a marathon. Emotional fatigue sets in, and your body is physically tired but can't seem to rest. It's that running on fumes feeling, and let's be real, even extra coffee can't fix that kind of tired. Is this you? Stop right now and just answer the question. Have you ever experienced this? Or is this you now? Right? Exactly. So where do these feelings come from? Often they can arise from life's transitions, from navigating, especially after divorce, the need to rebuild and redefine who you are while managing life's daily challenges puts us in a mental tug of war. Sometimes it could be a move to a new state. Sometimes it could be going from one job to another. It could be a loss. It could be children out of the house. It's not just relating to healing. It's life's transitions, okay? But these transitions and these daily challenges put us in a mental tug of war. Now add social expectations and our inner critic into the mix, and it's no wonder we fall into this Over Trilogy trap. Whether it's worrying about the future or trying to juggle it all at once, these feelings are a product of that relentless need to do it all perfectly, right? Perfectionism. And let's be honest, ladies, society has a way of expecting us to handle everything with a smile. No pressure, right? Why do we need to talk about this? Well, there are a few big reasons. Number one, your mental health impact. Letting overthinking and overwhelm run unchecked can wreak havoc on your mental health. Of course, it can lead to anxiety, depression, burnout, especially if you're constantly playing worst case scenarios in your head. Worst case scenarios, or we take something and we catastrophize it. Same thing, different verbiage, right? Physical health risk. Chronic stress from all this mental and emotional weight can lead to serious physical health problems like high blood pressure, headaches, and even long-term issues like heart disease. Lost joy. When you're so caught up in the cycle of overthinking and overwhelm, you miss out on life's little joys. You can't fully enjoy these special moments with family or friends because your mind is where? Elsewhere, not in the moment. Break the cycle. So addressing these feelings head on is the key to breaking free from the Over Trilogy. If you tackle one, say overthinking, the others tend to follow. It's like knocking over the first domino. And of course, the last reason we feel that this is important to address is because it gives us an opportunity to reclaim our peace. At the end of the day, it's about taking back your peace of mind. By breaking the cycle, you can live life on your terms without feeling like you're being swept away by the chaos. How calming and peaceful does that sound? I mean, you guys know your own lives. Y'all have to answer it for yourself. But here's one thing that I know for sure for me. I am not a drama mama. I am not a fan. I don't like the overwhelm. I don't like the exhaustion. I don't like the overthinking because it spirals, right? So how do you overcome it? This is a big one. This is the biggest thing of this whole conversation we're having. I am going to give you six ways to overcome this. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tackle one this week. Just one. And then tackle the next one. Continue to replay this audio, this podcast as many times as you need to. Promise you, you will have a better calm, a more peaceful sense of life that you can actually enjoy. All right, so how do we tackle this Over Trilogy? Here we go. Number one, prioritize self-care. So self-care isn't a luxury, it's essential. This can mean taking a few minutes to meditate, journal, or just breathe. here, I want you to listen to this really closely. Your to-do list, or, if you're like me where your list will still be there in 15 minutes. You'll be in a better headspace to tackle it if you just take time to just breathe, to just step away, step back, journal it, voice note it, do what you need to do, because self-care isn't a luxury. It is essential. Number 2, challenge overthinking. When you catch yourself spiraling, stop and ask, is this really true? Am I catastrophizing? 9 times out of 10, you'll realize the worst case scenario you're imagining is just that, an imagination. You can break the cycle by grounding yourself in the present. Take a moment to just say, I am grateful for the things that I have today. Number 3 is setting boundaries, whether it's at work, in your relationships. And here is a kicker. This is a golden nugget. You ready for it? Even with yourself. Yeah, setting boundaries at work is amazing. In your relationships, woohoo! But the ones that I really benefit from the most right now are the ones I set with myself. It's okay to say no. No, I don't feel like recording a podcast today. I will do it when I'm in a better emotional and mental state. I don't feel like eating a pepperoni pizza and having beer. It's okay to say no to yourself. Don't overcommit just because you feel like you have to. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your time and energy, which is crucial when you're feeling what? Overwhelmed. Number 4, sleep hygiene. If overtiredness is the culprit, start prioritizing your sleep hygiene. Set a bedtime routine that signals your brain it's time to wind down, whether that's a warm bath, reading, sipping some sleepy time tea. No screen time before bed, okay? Number 5, lean on your tribe. That's right. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, whether it's a close friend, a family, or a coach like me, having someone to talk things through can make a world of difference. I promise you, that person who is your support group, your tribe, love you. You are not a burden. You are not bothering. They love you and will be more than happy to take the time to do exactly what you need, and that is to listen. Number 6, small wins, of course. Break down tasks into smaller bite-sized steps and celebrate each win. I think these are huge. Whether you're overwhelmed, a small victory can be enough to re-energize you and keep you moving forward. It absolutely can. So I am redoing my website, and I have a couple of things up and coming. I've got launches of my courses, of course. I have my retreats. I have a webinar that's coming up. I have all of these things that are happening, and I'm like, oh my gosh, when am I going to see the other end? When am I going to step back and actually take a look at the wins? And so Jeff and I, over this last weekend, we went and had lunch while watching the San Francisco 49ers. And he goes, cheers. And I said, yeah, 49ers. He goes, no, let's just stop and cheers to all the things that you've accomplished this week. And I go, I haven't really gotten any results yet. And he goes, no. Yes, you have. Look at your website. Look at your courses. Look at your email list. Look at your newsletters. Look at your blog. Look at your podcast. And he was paying attention to more of the small wins that I had had over the week than anybody. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right. So that evening, just before I went to bed, I write in my gratitude journal the gratitude of having my tribe support me in a way I didn't know he was really even paying attention. Celebrating small wins are a big thing, and guess what you get to do? You get to celebrate them in any fashion you want. So I definitely think that it's time to do exactly all 6 of them. I want you to do me a favor. Take one. Okay, let me go down the list real quick. Prioritize self-care. Challenge overthinking. Set boundaries. Sleep hygiene. Lean on your tribe and small wins. All 6 of those. If you could just take one this week and implement it into your life, you are going to be able to stop and smell the roses, my friends. Okay? I remember a time that I absolutely was knee deep in Over Trilogy. I had so much on my plate that I found myself laying awake at 3 a.m., wide-eyed, going over all the things that I hadn't done. That mental loop of what ifs left me feeling completely drained. It wasn't until I started setting clearer boundaries, both with others and myself, that I was able to finally slow down. Remember, even Superwoman needs to take her cape off sometimes. All right, beautiful friends, that is our chat about Over Trilogy. Whether you're dealing with overthinking, feeling overwhelmed, or just plain overtired, remember you have the power to break the cycle. It starts with acknowledging what's happening. Remember, I preach, I teach awareness. Then giving yourself permission to pause, breathe, and regroup. And speaking of regrouping, I'd love to hear how you tackled these feelings. Jump on over on social media and let me know your go-to strategies. And if you know someone who could use this episode, be sure to share it. Before I go, I've got something exciting for you. Next week, we'll be tackling a hot topic. Are you ready to find love again after divorce? Now, whether you're thinking about jumping back into the dating pool or not sure if you're ready yet, this episode is packed with tips and stories to help you figure it out. So make sure you subscribe. You won't want to miss it. As always, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, remember to dare to begin this beautiful new chapter of your life. You've got this. That's a wrap for today's episode. I hope you're feeling as refreshed as a spiked lemonade on a hot day. If you love what you heard, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and spread the love. Want to go deeper? Check out my courses, women's retreats, and the Dare to Begin membership, where we put everything we've learned into action. NicholeBanks.com. Don't forget, I spell my name with an H. NicholeBanks.com. Until next time, keep leveling up and dare to begin.